guys, and welcome back. So today I'm going to do my November and December favourites. So today I ended up filming this makeup look. This is actually my New Year's Eve makeup, so you have a little bit of a sneak peek of it. It will be coming after this video, depending on when everything is edited, but I imagine after this one. So hit the subscribe button and keep an eye out. But this is my November and December favourites. So the first thing here is this Rimmel Natural Bronzer. Now I do have to say the colour is not my favourite thing. This one is in the shade Sun Glow 025. The colour is not my absolute favourite. It's very warm. I am wearing it right now. I did want it very warm just because my eyes are so cool toned. I wanted to tie it all together. However, if I want to look perfect, this is much too warm for me. However, if I was slightly self-tanned, I feel like this would be very nice. So it would be too light for me when I'm fully dark tan, but if it's just fading nicely, I think it would be nice for that. However, this looks so smooth on my face, stays on all day, and it blends like a dream. I don't think I've had a bronzer blend so amazingly well. This is a beautiful bronzer to put on my face. This is the Carmex Moisturising Lip Balm. This is the original one, just in the pot. So a couple of months ago I had really badly dry lips, and it wasn't like my lips were cracked and dry, it was like my lips were sunburnt. I kept breathing through my mouth. It was a sort of an effect that happened for like 2 months after I had the flu really bad. I was sick in June, so like July, August, September, I had like almost like these burnt lips, like sunburnt type lips, considering it was winter, and I never went anywhere because I only ever went to work. Because I just had to keep breathing through my mouth, because I have also still struggled with a little bit of some side effects from having the flu. I one day was out in public without a lip balm. I left my Nivea one here and my pawpaw ointment had gone on walkabout. So I went and bought this because it was the only, literally, everyone must have been buying lip balm that day because it was literally like the only one left at the store I went to. And so I thought, oh, I'll grab it. I thought, honestly, like how different can a Carmex be to Blistex, or just even how much better could it be than my Nivea one? My god. My Nivea one's still amazing. I still really like it. That one's slightly better for like pre-makeup application. But this one is the original one, so it's got that vanilla-y, like menthol scent, and I don't know if you can see, but there's like a big dent, so I've used a lot of this. This is my absolute best lip balm for me just to put on if I know I'm not wearing any lip product at all. Regardless if I'm wearing makeup or not, if I don't wear a lip product, if it just looks like I've got this clear gloss stuff on my lips, it's probably this. Because this is amazing. It gives my lips like the most plump feel, because it's got that menthol in it. It almost plumps my lips, but it gives them that beautiful juicy look. I swear I have not had an issue with dry lips since I started using this. I mean, my lips are smooth. I no longer get that like thick crusty gross bits peeling off, because I exfoliate my lips every night with my toothbrush too. But honestly, this is the best damn lip balm I've ever tried. I have here the Australis Clique Color Correcting Concealer. This is the peach shade. They also do sell it in the green shade as well. I bought this, one, because it was on sale, and two, this is one of the only color correctors I can find that's like pale. I really wanted to try the Pixie color corrector that everyone loves, but because it's in a little tub like this, I was so worried about trying it because everything under my eyes that's in a little pot does not go very well. Under my eyes are so fiddly with products that I use. I mean, concealer always looks really dry and textured. Some days it's worse than others. However, I have some lighter coverage concealers, so they're not intense full coverage, that I would love to use that do look really nice, but the problem is if they are not full coverage, they emphasize the darkness under my eyes. So I bought a color corrector, and it took me a while to find one that was pale enough because a lot of them are really dark, and it's like no matter how full coverage my concealer is, it will make it worse. So I found this and bought it, and pretty much in the after Christmas sale, or when I have some more money, I'm buying like 5 of these. This honestly really reminds me like the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, but slightly thicker. It's really nice and creamy. It honestly blends in really well, and it does help me use my lighter coverage concealers. So nothing is like full intense coverage, but I can put just a little bit of this on the real darkness, blend it out. It's pale enough to where it's like almost brightening on its own, and then I can go over the top with a lighter coverage concealer and I can get some use out of those. If you saw my first impression video, you would see I finally tried my Coral Obsessions palette. I bought the first one that I own, the Mauve Obsessions one, like years ago. It sat in my makeup drawer for like 6 months before I used it. About a week after I bought the Mauve one, I bought this one, even though I hadn't tried the Mauve one. And this has basically sat in my makeup drawer, I'm not joking, for nearly 2 years. I think in January or February it'll be 2 years since I bought this. I was going to try this in like a first impression last summer. Actually, it was the video I was going to film either that weekend or something. We lost Tinkerbell, so we lost her on a Tuesday, and that Saturday, like I was planning on doing this whole video on that Saturday. And obviously with what happened, I didn't end up filming for like 2 or 3 weeks, except for my what I got for Christmas video. And after that, I didn't want to do this over the winter because I thought I want to do it in the summer. Look at the colours, and this is amazing. I love it. If you want neon, coral, peachy shades, go with this. Honestly, like the shimmery colours, I don't even care that there's 2 shimmery shades in here. When I do, unless it's something like this look, if I do a bright colour, I like it to be matte. And so I've used this about 4 or 5 times now. Absolutely love it. If I use like either of these 2 shades in the look, I can get the most intense neon look. But you don't just have to go full on orangey red. You could use a little bit of this shade here as a transition shade, and a little bit of this orangey like yellow colour, and get like a orangey mustard shade too, and maybe even a little bit of that. Or you could do just a lighter peachy shade. I mean, you don't have to necessarily go neon. You can use it just the tiniest little bit to add some warmth to a look or something. But these blend beautifully. It is exactly the same as my Mauve Obsessions palette. I'm in love with it. And I did buy like a knockoff version of the blue one. I just want to see if I like the blue that much. I'm not sure if I quite want to invest in something that expensive that's blue, because to be quite honest, I don't wear blue that often, as I'm sitting here with blue eyeshadow on. But this is honestly the first time since I got like my Colourpop stuff and did that blue look. This is like the first time I've worn blue since then. But honestly, with the 2 that I have, they're amazing, and I want to buy more of them. To go along with that, it also inspired me to try my other 2 Stila, what are these called? Glitter and Glow eyeshadows, I think. Glitter and Glow liquid eyeshadow. So I bought a mini set months ago. I have one of the shades that I've been using for ages. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like these yellowy, it's like a yellowy pale lemony gold. And I've got this one called Sunset Fire and this one called Burnished Sienna. And these are just as amazing. I mean, I just chucked these in my drawer because I wanted to try the first one out. This one is Sunset Fire, and it's like a orangey bronzy gold. I'm not going to swatch these, just honestly, because these are so tiny that like every little bit I take out takes some out. And this one is Burnished Sienna, and this is much more of a red with like strong gold glitter. So basically these Glitter and Glow ones are like a liquid eyeshadow with glitter in them as well. And so this one is like a red based eyeshadow with like gold glitter, and this one's like a bronzy based one with slightly more smaller yellowy gold glitter. But honest to God, these are amazing. I don't quite want to commit to buying a complete full-size one just because I don't wear makeup that often, let alone something intense and glitter and shimmery like this. So I really want to see if they have other colours in mini sets. I hope they do, because seriously, these are just the most amazing things out there. But I really want to try some other colours. I really want to get like a green and a blue and stuff, but I don't quite want to buy the full size. So if anyone knows if there's smaller sets in those, I don't care if I have to buy them from the Stila website. I will save up for that. But if you are on the fence about trying these, go do it. I wasn't going to. I wasn't going to buy them because I didn't want to jump onto it, but I had to. I have here the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Foundation. So I believe in the US this was released in a square bottle, but here I only ever saw it in this round one. This is in the shade 005 Light Beige. So this is slightly too pale for me. I need to bronze up the skin and possibly use a bit of a darker powder to make this work. However, the days where I want something a bit paler, it's nice. But it says Flawless Finish Foundation, and I do have to say this is like a naturally flawless look, if that makes sense. So it's not like Estee Lauder Double Wear where it's blurring, smoothing, like photoshopped airbrush. It's not like this Maybelline Fit Me foundation that I'm wearing now where it's just intense full coverage on me. This is like naturally flawless, so it hides all my redness, covers all my scars up, but you can still see natural stuff coming through. You might be able to see a little bit of redness, or you might be able to see a couple of my scars and things peeking through, or you might be able to see a tiny bit of skin texture. And for those days where I want coverage but not intense, insane full coverage, this is a really nice foundation. It doesn't wear excessively long, so not like this Maybelline Matte and Poreless where I could go like 7-8 hours while wearing it. I can't quite do that with this. However, I did wear this to work the other day. I was there for 4.5 hours and it did actually last surprisingly well. So this does last on me longer than say the Makeup Revolution foundation. It doesn't wear off. Nothing wears off on me anymore. It just goes real oily and like thick looking. So it lasts longer than the Makeup Revolution one, but nowhere near as long as say my Maybelline Matte and Poreless and stuff. But I still love it. I don't know if I mentioned this in my last video or not, but it's going in here anyway. My NARS Climax mascara. I freaking love it. This has like dried up and it's basically empty and stuff, but I'm still trying to use it up. So I freaking love it. This is amazing. I bought this and like tried it the day I got it. Didn't care how many mascaras I had open. I wanted to try this. This of course is the mini version, but I do freaking love this. I highly recommend it. If anyone is on the fence about trying it, I recommend it. I love it. To go along with that one, I finally opened my Maybelline Colossal Volume Smoky Eyes. This is really, really nice. This at first gives you those really like fluttery, kind of can't even tell you've got mascara on type of lashes, but like they're darker, they're longer, they're more voluminous, they're more full, and they're things like that. So this is really, really nice to put on first and thicken up with my NARS Climax. Beautiful. I have falsies on at the moment, so just because I was putting falsies on, I just put a tiny coat of these on just to give my lashes like a coat of black mascara. But I really like this. This is the one I'm using on my lower lashes at the moment now. And yeah, so I do really like this, but again, I'm going to try and use up all my affordable ones that are in bigger tubes, because I buy these when they're on sale for like 10 bucks and stuff. Maybelline mascaras always, or Maybelline mascaras always go on sale for like $10 a tube every couple of months, and sometimes I'll buy 2 or 3. But yeah, I'm going to slowly stop using my bigger ones so I can buy like smaller ones. And the thing with mascara is like because in case you don't know, my brother and I are actually going to be moving out into our own place soon. I was thinking of, you know, while I still have some money before we actually move out, stocking up on stuff. But mascara is one of those things I can't, because it'll still dry out in the tube. I made that mistake once and yeah, it was terrible. But these are a really nice combo. I have here the Australis Girl Boss Demi Matte Lip Cream. I have been wanting to try these and the lip gloss versions since they came out. So they look like this. They are a rose gold tube, and as far as I'm aware of, the glosses and the lip glosses and the Demi Matte Lip Creams are in the same packaging. They just say underneath the Girl Boss word what they are, from what I'm aware of. This is a Demi Matte Lip Cream. My sticker has come off, and I believe this is in the shade Harmony. This is an amazing formula. It's not like the NYX soft matte lip creams where they're like a soft velvety moussey texture. These are like a really thick lip gloss, but in the best way ever. So it's like wearing a lip gloss, but it dries down, not drying down matte, but you've got a nice gloss on your lips, but it dries down. So it's like a super long wearing lip gloss. At the moment, I got just my NYX Butter Gloss in Madeline on my lips, and I know this is slightly coming off. I can feel it. It's going to wear off soon. However, this, like, it wears for such a long time for a lip gloss. type of thing. So it's a Demi matte lip cream and it's very creamy, so smooth and almost hydrating. I mean, honestly, if you were looking for a slightly more matte look, I'd put a liquid lipstick on first, a little thin layer of this, and there you go. You got your hydration and like that nice feel in your lips without like the excessive gloss. I also tried from Australis this concealer stick. I bought this ages ago as one of the like initial products to start building a products I've never used before drawer type of thing. Back when I still had my like black stand thing years ago. There's so many things I've bought. And this was on sale and I thought I'd try it. This is the concealer. It's in the shade Light and it's basically just a stick concealer. It was labelled as a concealer slash corrector. So this is actually pretty yellow. So if you're someone that wanted to brighten under your eyes or something, you could use this. This is too pale for me to use to cover blemishes and things like that, so I can't use it for that. However, I have tried and the formula is really nice. But what I like to use this for is actually just highlighting the center of my face. I will not use this under my eyes. I flat out refuse to because I know the formula will not be nice looking under my eyes. However, this is actually really nice to highlight the center of my face, but it's not that intense, dark, white, bright look. I have here the Mecca Skin Halo, which is a highlighter in the shade White Gold. I was looking at stuff through Mecca Maxima one day. This is obviously the Mecca Max brand, but they sell other things like Urban Decay, Too Faced, what else, Clique. They have other skincare brands like Philosophy, stuff like that, but they've got their own brand and it's really stepped up in their game. This is the first thing from them I've tried and it's made me want to try other things because when I first started, their brand wasn't particularly the best. But I bought this particular shade in their highlighter. They have about 4 shades, I believe, because I did not have a white gold shade. I have gold ones, I have white ones, but I do not have a white gold. And sometimes I don't want to mix everything together, and I just felt like I was in the mood to buy a new highlighter. So, very sturdy plastic packaging. It comes with a mirror, which is actually very nice. I'm not someone who sits here and will do my makeup like holding a mirror. I almost cannot do that, but if I had to, this mirror is actually clear enough and nice enough. The pattern is like a big M in it, but this is a beautiful colour. I am wearing it right now on my face. I have it a bit more intense than what I normally do. I can use this just in the most subtle way to get that like almost lit from within glow, just that dewy look to the skin, or I can get it strobing. It is a bit smoother than some of my others that I have. I do have to say now, after using this one and a couple of my other highlighters, I do realise the Becca ones sometimes do emphasise my texture a bit too much. But I still love them and I will still continue to use them. But this one has actually made me so excited to possibly try their other colours. Obviously not all their colours are going to match my skin tone, but one day if I decide to go even darker with my self tanner, I may need to buy an extra dark one. Can't remember how much this was, but it wasn't too much. I believe it was around the $25 to $30 mark. But I'm in love with this, and honestly at the moment, if you told me I had to keep one highlighter, probably would be this. It's beautiful and it's pale enough to where it gives me that white and gold look without me having to mix all my highlighters together. It's really great. The Jeffree Star Thirsty palette is also still one of my favourites. I cannot remember for the life of me if this was in my previous video or not. My previous favourites video, sorry, but if not, here it is. I ended up buying the Thirsty palette from one of my friends and I am in love. These metallic shades in the middle are just the most gorgeous, wet looking shades I have ever used in my entire life. I actually really like using the shade Luck, which is the yellowy, orangey, bronzy shade there, with the Sunset Fire Stila Glitter and Glow. That's a beautiful one. The first few times I used this palette, I thought, okay, the colours are pigmented, they blend really nice, but they are disappearing from my eyes. I cannot get them to stay. The metallic shades were fine because I used bases underneath, but my matte shades were just blending away into nothing. And I figured out, and I finally took the plunge and actually do not set my primer. Now with some eyeshadow palettes, it actually is best for me to set my primer just because I'm so oily. However, with this palette in particular, I do not set my primer. Things like, I'm wearing this Smashbox Cover Shop palette in Punked as the matte shades on my lid now at the moment, and that one, it doesn't really matter, but they do blend easier if I do set my primer. But with these ones, I just figured out I don't need to set my primer, and they still blend beautifully. That was my issue. That was my concern, that regardless what brand it was, everyone kept saying, don't set your primer, it makes everything more intense and they stay and they're better. But I was so worried because I am just so oily, I cannot not set anything, and so I was concerned that it just wouldn't blend or I'd end up with so much gunk in my brushes. Now I do have to say my brushes do get more gunk in them, they do get dirtier a bit quicker, but honestly, best thing ever. These metallic shades, as I said, are insane. The rest of these shades are just beautiful. I mean, I don't normally wear green shades because my eyes are green, but even this shade here called Splash, it's more of a bluey green, almost turquoise shade, and it still goes with everything. I mean, I can still get a matte, almost no makeup look with this, or I can still go intense and bold, dark and smouldering and smoky, or I can go bright and colourful. Those two peachy shades in here too are amazing. This honestly is probably going to be one of my all-time favourite palettes ever, and honestly, the reason why I bought this was because I was buying it from a friend, so I wasn't straight out supporting Jeffree Star. I've basically been stalking the Facebook Marketplace since to see, because I'm in two minds whether or not I want to outrightly support Jeffree Star. Also, buying things on buy, swap and sell groups and Marketplace on Facebook, things are cheaper. And yes, I know I do have to be careful, but I always make sure I, like, inspect the palette before I actually hand over my money. But, like, I have been stalking Facebook Marketplace to find other Jeffree Star palettes because I want them all now. And my last actual favourite is something that changed my mind, is the Mecca Max Power Tool Brush Cleaner. I mentioned this in my last favourites video, in my regrets portion, that, sorry, there's a hair everywhere, that I did not like this because I thought it did nothing. Well, it was actually just that pink makeup sponge that I completely ruined. I have figured out how to completely deep clean my sponge. So, this I have figured out more cleans the inside of the sponge, the things that the sponge will absorb or what gets into the center. So, for the actual surface stains, I just use my face cleanser. I use the Neutrogena foaming, the deep clean foaming cleanser, and I use a tiny little bit of that on the surface and it cleans my sponge. This makes the sponge smell really nice. I don't use this on my actual brushes. Pardon me, I just use shampoo on my brushes, or if I have a foundation brush that's had foundation on it, I will use a little bit of this because it does help dissolve it. But this being $18, I'm not quite willing to use up this so quickly. Sometimes I just clean my sponge with just my face cleanser, particularly just day in day out type of stuff, but once a week I deep clean it with this. This does have grapefruit oil and stuff in it, and it does have that slight orangey citrus smell, and it does make my sponge smell really fresh, and it does make my sponge work really well. So that pink one that I was complaining about that I think I ruined with this, it isn't. I figured out that I actually put my face cleanser to clean the sponge with it being completely like drained of water. I completely squeezed all the water out of it, and that's what made it deform. So now when I put my face cleanser on my sponges, I make sure they are completely dripping wet, completely absorbed all the water, and totally fine. So this does still work really nicely. I don't know if it is the best one to use. It's the only one I've used. I was tempted to buy the Eco Tools one to see if that was any different. Maybe next time. So if you guys use the Eco Tools one, let me know. I saw that e.l.f. has one out today at Kmart, so although it's a very small bottle, but let me know. I'm not looking to use them on my brushes, I'm only looking to use it on my sponge. So let me know what you guys use. I mean, my favourite cleanser is the Beauty Blender one, but honestly I am not up to trying to purchase that. Also, it's always sold out. And second of all, it's just, that is too expensive. I mean, 18 bucks for this, but this will last me longer. I'd rather just use my face cleanser. Okay, so I do actually have a few items here that are either I'm on the fence about or I just flat out don't like. So I'm going to start with the three on the fence ones. And the first one's actually a shampoo. So I have been using the OGX Shea Moisture Shampoo. It was the one in the dark brown, slightly metallic bottle. My local supermarket actually discontinued it, only the supermarket. I can find it in other places, but I thought it was fully discontinued. So I went and bought the Heavenly Hydration Cherry Blossom one, because this just spoke to me. It says, lightly quench strands with the help of this alluring blend with cherry blossom extract and green tea. It helps boost shine and body while evoking the beauty of the exotic blossoms of Japan. I mean, doesn't that just sound amazing? It's like it's going to make my hair feel lightweight. It's going to clean my hair while still high. My camera just stopped and I have no idea where I was up to, but I feel like this does nothing. This one does foam up a lot more because that's why I've used less. Because this one does have the silicone in it. The Shea Moisture one, the brown one I was using, one of the reasons why I also purchased that one is because it just, it was also the only one that was silicone free. So, I don't know if it's because of the heat, because I am working or what, but I think the past few weeks my hair's been getting slightly oilier and I'm not sure, but I feel like this does nothing. Like, yes, it cleans my hair, but I don't know if it's because the Shea Moisture one just added so much moisture to my hair, but I feel like this one almost dries my hair out. I'm going to have to use it a little bit more to let you guys know, but I've used it about 5 times. I mean, really, it foams up like anything. And also, it doesn't smell as nice as I thought it would. It basically smells like my aloe vera gel with a slightly floral scent. Slight cherry blossom aloe vera gel. The aloe vera gels I like to buy the ones that have green tea infused in them, and you guys probably would know they have a very specific scent. Sorry, there's a motorbike going past. They have a very specific scent, and this basically smells like my aloe vera gels with green tea with a tiny bit of cherry blossom. It smells nice, but it is not what I was expecting. So I will obviously let you guys know, but at the moment I'm so on the fence about it, I had to tell you. This is something that almost hurts my soul, but again, I did no research on it. I did not look at any reviews and I just parded it. This is the Bad Girl Bang Mascara from Benefit. This is the first time I've ever tried anything from Benefit. I bought this, pardon me, I bought this when I went on my big trip to Sydney with my mum. And seeing as my NARS one's nearly empty, I thought, well, I'll whip this one out and open it so I can try it. High-end mascaras is something I am always so excited to try. Mascara in general, but affordable ones just haven't been giving me that wow factor lately. First off, this is a very wet formula, so I do not use this on my lower lashes. If it was a little bit drier, I might, but it's too wet for that. I'm on the fence because this kind of goes real clumpy by itself. Not clumpy, but it's like you can just tell you got too much mascara on. And at the same time, like I thought, oh, I'll put this one on first because you're super fluttery, volumized, fluffy lashes. I'll thicken it with this. Kind of does nothing as well. Like it kind of just clumps. I have this concealer here. This is the Full Cover Corrector Concealer from Sace Lady. I bought this from Wish, and yes, I know, guys, it's a Wish product, but this is in the shade number 1. I read all the reviews on this one, and it said, like, the reviews were like, it's amazing, it's like MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, it's full coverage, it lasts, it's beautiful. So, it is actually, it says on here, smooth texture, matte flawless finish, and long wearing. Now I do have to agree with that. This is in the shade 1 and I don't know if you can tell on camera, but my god, this is so yellow. It's the colour. The actual formula. Beautiful. Full coverage, Looks beautiful, lasts all day. But my god, it is so yellow. I mean, I'm yellow. I'm a very yellow colour. I don't even know if I could use this as a foundation. It's that yellow. It looks so bad under my eyes. I used it today. I mixed it with my e.l.f. 16-hour camo concealer and I still think it's even too yellow. All my setting powders are yellow based because I'm yellow based. Australis actually sells a under eye powder that's more, because banana powder is really designed for that medium to slightly deeper skin tone. They sell one that's called Strawberry Milkshake or something, and it's pink toned, and I was tempted to go and get that to see if it actually makes a difference to this. But my god, this is just so yellow that it looks darker around my eyes. It gave me this yellow dark ring around my eyes that I look like I literally, like, it makes under my eyes look darker compared to my face just because it's so yellow. They also have this lipstick here, which, the packaging looks really nice, but it just gets all my fingerprints all over it. This is from Model's Own. And this is a velvet lipstick in the shade Baby Kiss. Now, I did not think this was this colour. I did not think it looked like this. This is one of those intense, pale, orange, peachy shades. I have tried everything to get this to work. I am basically going to have to use a grey lip liner with like a grey cool tone lip gloss. I have not found a grey cool tone lip gloss yet to make this work. The formula is even a bit strange. It feels a little bit fake, like sort of stuff I'd expect almost in kids makeup type of thing. I mean, the packaging feels so cheap. It is magnetized, which I actually do like, but it's so bulky, like you take it off and it's like, oh, okay. Not that I'm running out of room in my lip product drawer, but if you are someone that displays your lipsticks, it's a very cheap feeling. I bought this on sale, thank God. I have another shade, which I know I will like the shade, but I'm worried about the formula. I mean, everything about this is just a bit, I cannot get the shade to work. This Loreal Infallible Sculpt Contouring and Highlighting Palette. This is in the shade medium to dark. And the only reason why I do have this is because my local chemist had like bundles of makeup for $5, and the one that I had like 3 or 4 things in it I wanted, and this was just happened to be one thing that was in it. This is a cream contouring and highlighting product. Now I do have to say the highlighter, it's just a like creamy thing, it's not shimmery. I can actually probably use that as a highlighter, very similar to the Australis one where it's not too bright, and I can actually use that under my brows and stuff as well. However, this contouring shade, not a contouring shade on me, but I thought I might use it as a cream bronzer. This is something I tried in my first impression video as well, if you saw that disaster. But I've also tried it since, and this removes every bit of foundation underneath it. I have tried putting it on with my fingers. I have tried putting it on with a sponge. I have tried 3 or 4 different brushes, and basically this removes everything underneath. I would have to put this on first and then put all my stuff over the top, which then would ruin the fact that I put this on. So I don't know if it's just my skin. I don't know if it's because I wear foundations that dry down. I don't know what. And yes, I am not putting powder on and then trying this. I am just foundation, concealer, and then trying this. The highlight shade doesn't seem to be as bad as the bronzing shade, but they both remove everything underneath while placing the product down. So I can have perfect, nice, smooth looking bronzer, but there's all my foundation has been taken off. So it's a no from me. And this last product, I have not even really been game enough to try again, but this is the BYS Finishing Powder in green. Now I am, as you can see, one of the biggest fans of colour correcting. I love it, particularly redness color correcting, particularly green stuff color correcting redness in my face. I love it. I have been color correcting pretty much since I started buying makeup with my own money when I started working 7 years ago. That, you know, I would buy little color correctors and things, they weren't necessarily the best ones or ones that work for my skin, but I've been color correcting for years. So when BYS had this powder on for $1, I thought, why not? I'll grab it. I love green color correcting powders. Now this, it says here, reduces shine, diffuses redness, and like it said on the box and things, it controls oil and stuff. It does do that very well. It sets my face down. However, this is not the most green powder I've ever used in my life. This sends my face, I'm not joking, stark white, but mint green. I have never seen it like this in my life. I have used plenty of colour correcting powders, but never once have I ever seen a colour corrector like this, a powder, send my face bright green. But yeah, products I mentioned will be in the description box listed down below. And other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!